right, we are live. Let's get the lights on here. Things are going to be interesting because I am being promised thunderstorms in the afternoon, but there's been many similar promises in the past, so we shall see. But there's always a small chance that something big is going to happen. I might lose power, especially when thunderstorms are promised. So if something happens, it has been that. So let's see what we can do to let people know that I'm live. Looks like people really depend on me to tell them every time. But that's fine. Let me, in the meantime, prepare everything. And the main thing today is GroundDB. Let's get the screen sharing going. So we are in the Meteor community packages. Let's look for ground. And we have here GroundDB and ground minmax. So it's something for eJSON. And let's take a look. This has been, you can see it's been a while since anybody had touched it last year, 7 years ago. So that's almost just, I've been with Meteor for, what, 8 years? Yeah, 2016 has been really when I started. So yeah, 8 years that I've been with Meteor. So this stopped being developed in 2017. I guess we have a lot of work to do here, but this is one of the packages that I find really, really super interesting. And the main thing is it provides an offline database. As it says, taking the cloud data to the ground, as it says, so offline. This version of GroundDB is a caching-only storage, meaning it does not support resuming method calls, cross-tab updates, etc. But it's faster, and async support local storage like local storage, IndexedDB, and WebSQL, which was supposedly on SQLite only on Cordova. Using local storage with some minor modification, but we can use local storage via npm in the future, which means the future is now. And here's some notes about it into GroundDB 2, a pure offline collection. So it's pretty much exactly as we expect. Get documents and updates from Meteor Mongo collection via DDP. Limit the stored data. Clear the storage. And we will not be bothered about backward compatibility and all that stuff. Hi, Laurie from Weekend team. So there's a lot going on here. So let's unpack this. Let's see package.js here first. Interesting. It's 0 semantic release. That doesn't make sense. Have to look into that. Here we have the library. Is this NP? No, so it's Meteor 1.3, which is pretty good. We have to get the event state updated. Never heard of this package, kernel. Of course, we have to get rid of underscore. That's on tests. So over here, okay, it's still here. So that's that. And we have local forage. One thing, or actually, first of all, big thing. Let's see here the pull request. Remove event state, method handle, and so on. So I think this is something we are going to merge. Let's see. So this has been resolved. So I think this is good to go. But before that, I want to go in, see how it works or not, and then go there. There is one thing actually I'm trying to remember right now, is because there is something similar as well somewhere else. But how was it called? I had it somewhere as well. Let's see if we can quickly find it. Okay, so we had hoodie. Okay, RxDB is I think the one. So here we go. It's originally hoodie. That was kind of the original offline first framework, and it evolved into this. So the big question here is that maybe we might, if it comes to migrate to this, the local database for JavaScript application. So that's Meteor, that syncs data with backend and even work when offline. So that might be, to some degree, we can somehow sync it very well with Minimongo. Could really be pretty awesome. And yeah, then we have of course, the big thing here, WebSocket, GraphQL. That's pretty good. So if you can sync with the GraphQL, I don't see. Let's see. HTTP replication, GraphQL replication. So there's a lot of stuff going on with RxDB. Okay, I see some pricing here. That might be a bit of an issue for us. RxDB Premium plugin offers advanced feature automation that enhance applications performance and are backed by the good support and regular updates. Using the premium plugins is recommended for users that use RxDB in a professional context. Okay, this is actually pretty good idea. So we have basic browser packages. Then let's see, is this? I am selective view, Preact signals, Fastify doesn't concern us. So let's say we are a small company, and let's do this. How much does it going to cost? Estimate price. 80 a month. That's a good price. Let's see if I go to Japan, just for the, it goes up 25. Let's try United States. That's going to be already the most expensive. Yep. That's a very interesting approach. So that's a potential alternatives. And today, okay, hello Gaps. Okay, so sorry, Gaps was saying about not seeing a screen, but that should be fixed now. Okay, so this is a potential RxDB's potential alternative. But first we want to check out what GroundDB is already being able to provide. So, and we do have 3 pull requests. One, I am very sure we can merge. And the other one as well. So I think all 3 can be done. Hey, Jan, as well, what's up? And since we have good enough people here, I just want to mention here my sponsoring page. So if you like what I'm doing and what I'll be doing and want to support me, please sponsor me on GitHub, and let's see if current sponsors is 11, but few of them are one-time sponsors, as is kind of here. If I, let's say, once I reach 40% towards my goal to 30 monthly sponsors, I'm planning to start doing additional weekly show. This is going to be 1 hour of me just going through different, Slack, Discord forums, Stack Overflow, and issues, and answering questions, looking into issues that people have. It's going to be a little bit different from the usual. It's going to be strictly 1 hour a week, and will be primarily kind of to go around and solve issues. I will probably do a few test runs as well. We'll probably have Jan Kuster join me for a few of them as well. So if you would like me to see do that, please sponsor me. And let me get this. Another thing that is new that I want to share with you. We posted on it on the forums, but I am available for consulting, and I have now, so we can go to, let me put that, all the links into the chat. So if you can then go to my call.com website, and you can select what type of consulting you want. I'm currently running a promo for Meteor 3 migration, so that one is cheaper than the usual consulting I would ask for. So if you have anything related to Meteor 3 migration issue, questions, issues, you can now schedule with me, and we can chat and see where we can take from it. The thing is, if any issues are discovered during this consultation, I will then make sure to follow up with you if it's in my power to lobby or to help some package somewhere to update. I will do my best to make sure that it's taken care of. The prices are in euros, but if you want to, I can provide you with dollars, Japanese yen, or Czech crown, or potentially some other currencies as well. But those are kind of the four that I am using in my daily life or on a regular basis. So with the promo out of the way, let's take also a look on what we will be working on, or where we'll try to add this, and that will be my Literal Universe application. So it's running here, and the idea is that what I want to try to see, and we'll see how far I can get here in the workshop, I want to be able to kind of think all the universes and stories that the user owns locally. And let's leave it at that. Let's not be, because we can then potentially also do something with library as well. So sing it locally so that they can work on it if they get offline. And then hopefully then the goal is that once the server reconnects, it will send out any updates to the server. That is the goal. I think just given how old all of that is, we are going to run into troubles. So there's going to be a lot of interesting things going on there. So let me save my old work here. I was playing with Stripe. Let me save that in the backend as I get ready. And by the way, has anybody already used GroundDB in the past? Have you heard about this? Let me know in the comments about your experience, or have you had any experience with offline first approach? And that's probably a good. Speaking of which, let me see if we can find something. So we have here the offline first. So that's kind of inverting. It's similar to like in design we have mobile first approach, where you first design for the phone and then you kind of expand that for desktop. This one is not you first design it for it to be a progressive web application with first offline, and then if there is like a server or connection, that's a added bonus. So that's as to Gap, kind of wondering what offline first approach is. So it is very rare. It's actually something that has me intrigued. I like kind of the idea that you're offline and you just do your thing and only connect to the servers and everything if you want to. Obviously, it's not for all application. I would say it's for quite a limited set of applications. But for example, with Literal Universe, it makes sense that you can download your stories that you're working on, or that you have bought for your local consumption. And another nice example would be Spotify, where you kind of download your sounds, your favorite music, and then you can listen on it without streaming, or if you're like completely offline. So a question from Vikan Lori is is offline first possible with Meteor? That depends on how much. I would say it's a tricky thing, because Meteor is based on real time, which by definition means it is based on connectivity. So it's more geared towards I would say like real-time games or like chat. Is it possible? At the end of the day, it's a node application. Yes, I think that's actually part of what GroundDB was enabling. So, and today's programming is all about seeing what we can do about that. So let's switch to sharing screen on the entire screen, and let's get rid. Okay, so let's get rid of all of this old code, and let's see. So first thing first, let's look at Atmosphere, and let's take a look at what we have here for packages. So we have the ground namespace over here. So I have the DB, the dictionary, the store, min-max, ID map, util, server time, local storage. That's a lot of packages. And I'm wondering, you probably just need this one. I also saw that there's quite a few installs, but no new installs, which is given we are at version 2. If we go back here, yes, we have version 2. And I'm kind of wondering, where's the rest of the packages? Because if so, one thing that is making me curious is here that the package.json has just like version 0, which doesn't make any sense. And okay, so look at the script. It runs semantic release. So I will have to look into that. What the heck is that? And my guess is that it automates the release process, or like versioning and all that stuff, so by enforcing the specification, everything. That's interesting. That may be something we might want to apply by default on our packages. So it requires specific commit messages, so it can actually guess from that. Okay, so that's actually pretty cool. So something for everybody to consider going forward. I'm quite surprised that it was possible to do in the past. And wait, we have a Meteor CI. We are learning a lot of new stuff, or at least I am learning a lot of new stuff. What is Meteor CI? That says it doesn't exist. Velocity, Space Jam. That's a bit concerning. A non-existent package. Okay, let's switch here to FOSS. And let's see. Let's do some cloning. I am not sure if I have it yet. Probably not looking at this. So now I have it locally. Okay, is it going to open? Where would it be? Ground DB. Okay, it opened over here. What's going on? Why is it not? Oh, come on. Am I missing some button somewhere to close this? Or is it just stuck? Let's just refresh Git Kraken and see. So that way with the semantic release, okay. There we go. Boom, the packages, ground DB. There we go. Done. Okay, we have the master here, and then we have a devel. So actually, Kevin Newman already did remove the underscore dependency. Awesome. That's actually one of the things I wanted to do. So let's go through this over here. And okay. Harry is asking me something on Slack. I'll have to get back to it. Okay, never mind. Okay, so we have here this development version. So this is breaking as well, removing underscore, but not that much. And then we have the other two pull requests here as well. This is where semantic release has been added. Sweet. So now that we have it done, the problem now with the semantic release is that if I try to add that, just say locally package, then it's going to cause some problems. But let's do it that I'm going to cd packages, and now I need to quickly take a look, but so I don't mess up Linux symbolic link. Or I can just copy it as well. Yeah, let's go for the quick and dirty option. So for everybody who's kind of wondering what am I doing right now, is I will be adding into my local packages. So any changes I made there get immediately overwritten, or my local version takes precedence over anything else. So where do we have this? So GroundDB is over here. Let me open Literary Universe app packages. But for that, let's do this Meteor add GroundDB. So that downloads it from Atmosphere. This is going to be interesting. Kind of curious also, depending on how things go, if it will be compatible. That's another issue. Yes, it's not compatible because of how ancient it is. So let's jump right and just add it over here. And there we go. It's now, let me make this bigger. Let's first go into presentation mode. So, yeah, so here we have GroundDB locally. First of all, okay, 1.73, yeah, big upgrade. Since everything is as it is, I'm on Meteor 3, I'm going to just start with API versions from here. And let's look at if we have event state. Oh. If we have Meteor show a new version of event state that I could potentially upgrade to. Okay, 0.05, 0.06. Let's check out event states. Oops, nope. See, oh, we don't have any GitHub here for it. Of course, it's not longer maintained. I've kind of guessed that. Let's see if we have it under our maintenance somewhere. Yes, we do. So let's see, do we have release? No, and no. So on 13 commits, so we should be able to see version 0.4, remove underscore. And then there is this one. So in theory, we should be fine of going up a version here to the latest. Probably not much difference there. So the official packages will be up to date. Rakes event state might be causing us some problems. And then we have the kernel here as well, which is, again, a new package I have not seen before. That's the 0.06, also ancient. I'm a tad worried if it's going to work. I'm just going to break the versions here just so I can install it. Let's see. Just quickly exit here and reinstall GroundDB. This time it should be added from, yes. So this time it's added from the local one. So you see the 2.1 version, and event state has been downloaded as well. Okie dokie. So first things first, before we do anything, let's run start and figure out if we can even start this thing. Okay, we have a lot of people watching. Hello, everybody. This might be a record. I kind of wonder how many of you are real humans and how many are bots. That sometimes happen, especially since I'm cross-streaming to Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. And sadly, I have a bad experience with Twitch that there's a lot of bots and similar things watching, just pushing up the numbers, but not being real people. So let me know, everybody, all the humans in the chat, if you are human, and let me know while that if you have any experience about offline first, if you have even heard about offline first before you join this video or this stream. And in the meantime, we are running, so that means at least on the outset there is nothing broken. And we can take a look a bit around here what we can try to do. Because first things first, we need to check that at least the old functionality is working before we try to fix anything or try to improve or just move around and do stuff. So a pure offline collection, we just use the ground, is client-side only, and depends on local collection for now. Which local collection, I think in this case, is going to be just a local mini Mongo collection, which this is a nice, which is how you declare collections on the client. So that's why you have all the classical mini Mongo mini Mongo find and so on ready there. And then we have, of course, you can sync it. If you want to clean up the storage, so it's limiting it from the sync. Limit data stored locally. This will discard about 30 documents. Clear. A bit thinking more about it might not be entirely. So resuming or method calls cross-tab updates, but it's faster and async supporting local storages like these. So I think one of the issues we have, okay, we have the changelog. Let's look here what events.md. Events in our database is emitted via regular events emitter and the Meteor tracker. GroundDB emits event and state. Event state loaded happen only once, but since it's a state DB once loaded will call back immediately if the event has already been emitted. Reactive variable to get in about the read-write state. GroundDB currently uses tracker to emit reactive events for progress, pending writes, pending reads, API for read-write states. Progress is done. Okay, so this is just more stuff that hopefully you should not have to worry about. Keep interesting, I think. So we'll have to really dive into this and figure out how things are. Let me just add here one more tag and fix this little thing, just small lines. Okay, never mind. So we'll have to really go deep into this and figure out how it works. So back to presentation mode. And let's see. So we have the changelog, which sadly doesn't look like it's up to date. But that's fine because I think we have everything going fine on, what is it called? On GitHub, yes. Okay, we have here main module, client server, ground.db. Doesn't look that big. Let's see if we have thousands of lines of code over here. Oh, nice. They have nice logo. Rex. Ground is 10 parameter offline cache database. When the app loads, GroundDB resumes the cache database. So it should, in essence, also help like reloading stuff. So we have the old, the sad old, ground. This is a global variable adapted from underscore. So that's the underscore removal. And so here we go, ground.collection class, ground collection. Interesting. So we have here the new local collection. What is local collection? Is it something in general? No, it doesn't look like it. We'll have to find out since we don't have this old code. It doesn't have import export. So this is going to be fun. Bit of archaeology. And We'll do some, I would say, call improvements potentially here. So we have here the, once it loads, we have the kernel. So we'll have to go into kernel to figure out what that one is doing. Then we load the database. Run when loaded, save documents, set documents, get last updated, observe source. And we have a promise. So that's an async thing. So that's tracker. Cursor for keep. I think keep is misnamed from what I've read so far. And then we have the event emitter. If something happens, what to do. So it saves the documents. And well, we actually have export default ground here. So this has been pretty, like relatively speaking, updated to follow these, all the different things. Server time. Maybe, but why we don't have the other packages is because they have been merged into this, like the server time before. Okay. Yes. So, okay, here it just says that it's client only. Well, that's a good warning to have. And we have the get server time method. And with a to-do, use HTTP REST point instead. Yes, which something you can probably do here as well, but nothing crazy. So this looks, on the face of it, pretty manageable. The one thing that kind of expected to see on the server or somewhere, it would be some sort of a sync. So that's something we'll have to export. All right. So what are we going to do? We set, let's pick up a nice component somewhere over here. Okay, wait a moment. I am missing here a lot of components. Workshop is one of the biggest one. So what's going on here? Oh, because I'm in admin, that's why. Okay, now we go workshop. A lot of stuff here. I think let's make this simple. We have the router. Let's go on the main workshop page. First of all, let's just do this. And then we have the workshop list. Just right now looking for a place. So this one. So this is where I get the data. Okay, but here I'm getting them. Through GraphQL. That's not how we can test this properly. So I will have to go into the universe router over here where I'm getting the actual collections and everything. So now then, the idea is that somewhere here I will define is it? Because I'm thinking how to best define it. And get documents and updates from Meteor Mongo collection via DDP. I'm thinking here what I could try to do is something similar like that we see in on Spotify. And we can select the select, you can download this song and everything. I'm thinking we can probably create a button like that. And in there we'll put in the logic for all of this. Yes, let's do that. That's going to be probably best. So I'm going to do here offline download. It's going to be a button on click. We'll just do handle sync. Yeah, let's put that in. Sync personal stuff. Handle sync. And let's add this. We want to add this at the workshop because I want to just have a really, I want to try something a bit more expensive. So let's do error boundary. It's always a good idea for experimental stuff like this. And we said, what did we name it again? Offline download. So let's do that. And let's switch here. Yes, so we have here the sync personal stuff, the button right here, and we'll be pressing that shortly. So usage, new ground collection. So I've not seen anything about like local storage or IndexedDB, so that would be my main like the local forage things. So I have to check into that once we get the initial thing going. And so outside of components, I'm just going to do here ground collections. And I'm going to import ground from Meteor ground DB. Here it says that we want to do, come on, export const unit. Let's do local universes, which will be ground dot collection. And let's see, just for testing, let's just call it local universes and export cons and local stories. Let's do it like this. So save, and over here we are going to import them. Local stories, local universes. It's going to take them away if I don't use them. And we want to do local stories dot observe source and local universes dot observe source. Now then, in theory, if we do get universes collection and stories collection, first of all, I want to also get user ID. I need to fix this to be like that. So observe source, and this is going, it's gone again. How annoying. Stories collection dot find. This is universes collection dot find. And I just want to do, for our ease, I just want to do where the user ID is. So only the ones that the user owns for this one. So yeah, keep things simple. So we have that. We want to also probably do here is active, set is active, if is active, this, else do what we actually put in here. And I will have to get out of the presentation mode for just a moment because it's acting up again with nonsense here. But it should not. Why is it giving me for indentation? So, and of course, set is active, true. Oh, we can do it like that. Set is active. And when we want to stop it, we do stop observer. So stop observer. Okay, so we have those things here. I'm kind of curious how it's going to interact with the Meteor dev tools. Probably not. Well, I won't be able to see that. So I have to figure out also some sort of way to kind of get the what is the current state there as well. But right now we just set it in here, and Ooh, that brings up good question. Because if I do it in here, once I go to our page, it's going to offload, so it's not a good idea. So we have to move it something start sync. Function and sync. I'm trying to maybe here, and start sync needs to have the user ID come in. Maybe trying to simplify this a maybe bit too much. And that's going to maybe break, but so the state is going to be, do we have a way to find out if it is currently syncing or not, or it's in, let's quickly check if we have some undocumented mechanism somewhere over here, or some sort of a function that we can call. No database, run when loaded, save documents, set document, get lost. Stop observer, observer source, shut down, clear, keep, JSON. Let's see, that would be best to hold somewhere else. Well, don't know yet, but let's keep it here. And let's do here active. It's oversimplified. The use state is not going to work once we get out of the page. But one thing that I want to try here also, last thing before we move on, is to provide here use tracker, which, how can we, first of all, let me just quickly grab the import, not a suspense tracker, just a regular. And I think that's not going to work entirely, but I want to check here. So their local universes dot find dot. Right, this is going to be, is fine enough, or do I need to add here fetch? Oh, well, we'll see what happens. I think we've put in here enough to play with. Definitely broke the server with all those changes. Come on. So, what's the problem? Wait, I did not terminate some string contacts. Oh yeah. Now, let's see. Okay, the moment of truth. That's fine. And let's go to the, let's refresh. We'll need console here. And we'll try clicking it and starting it. Okay, ground.collection is not a function. Okay. Module. Did I read the docs wrong or new ground? But don't I have that there? In the no, I don't. So that makes sense. But it's not going to be happy with me there. Quick fix. Right, is it? Oh, it's big. So that's another typo. Now I should hopefully have all these things catched up. Event state is not defined, so now we are getting in it being old. New ground collection. So that's in the over here. So let's jump back into presentation mode and let's get hacking. We do have some quick fixes that we can put in here. But the main thing is on line 142. New event state. Why doesn't it have event state? I'm guessing imports. That would be one possible option. Let's look. That should be, I think, Reichs. Over there, event emitter, which is based on node. So we could probably migrate to the node 1, theoretically. Let's just try it like this. Where was it? No, it was event state that it's looking for. Let's see if that's something that's available as an export. And there's progress count, which is imported in. This is from underscore. Meteor is not imported, but that's the least of the problems. Let's see. Okay, it's loading. No, still nothing. Event state is not a constructor. So at least it finds it. So let's actually look at what event state is. If it's not a constructor. It's undefined. Of course. Yeah, so let's look. Do we have a GitHub here for this? Okay. Bump 1.0. Big thing also to figure out here is we are at event state. No, wait. Okay, so it's coming from event state, not event emitter. That's a big catch. Of course, it will not be able to get event state from something else. And we've checked earlier that actually that's the latest version we have there. So let's hope that this is going to fix that. Let's quickly check here. Okay, so that's for event emitter. I want to check if, let's just check for all the events. Event state, which that's what we are looking at here. Let's see if we are going to have something here that will give us version 1. So there was version 6 here, 0.06. Rakes event emitter. Let's see, no longer maintained. For maintaining evented state, this object introduced from the event emitter and adds to function to the API emit state, clear state, which gets me thinking if we'll have to kind of go through it and see what is actually being used by event state on this, because it's using this dot event emitter on once. Okay, so it uses the emit state here, which is what this was about, but I'm kind of wondering maybe if later versions of event emitter did not have this function as well. I do have emit, not emit state. Okay, this is getting deep into territory I'm so unfamiliar with, so I will have to. This is going to be a lot of trial and error. And I just want to say, let's look here at the event state, emit state. What does it actually do? On once clear state. Big thing is, if we can get maybe around it, upgrade to the latest version of event emitter and remove these, emit states, which of course is breaking, but might be better than trying to fight this thing. Especially if we cannot import it properly. We have the import here properly, so let's check the I think for me, the way I see it, it's sadly not clear state and emit state. And I want to see event emitter package to see how much are we compatible or not. Okay, so it has not changed. So version 1. Okay, so it has not really changed in a while. And Jan Kuster has here compatibility for the latest versions. Given that it goes directly to Node and deprecating it. So it's annoying getting stuck on what I would consider externalities, but who knows? Maybe this is important to the inner workings. So this is Meteor 1 version, so that's like Node. It's like maybe still in the zeros. Of course, there is no TypeScript here or anything to help us. I want to kind of check if it's the emit state is used somewhere in GroundDB. Okay, so it does. It does use that emit state. Oh, in the kernel, so it's probably something very specific to that as well. So I don't want to go too much around it because it's just not something we should be probably trying to force to get around, at least not at this point. We're going to event handler on meter collection, which is the event state. So the big thing here right now is to make sure that event state is imported here. It should be, let me also check if kernel is also globally available. I think that might be an issue with Meteor 3. It's not that happy about it. Okay, so it's not. So it's not available either of them. And if you look at the package here, is it even done properly? So it uses add file. It uses the API.export, which in theory should actually do export it. Event state common. Here it's global, but it's not exported either. So that might be that. So hello there, Git Kraken. Time to do some more cloning. Event emitter. While at it, I'll get the latest version that we have. So that hopefully it's happy. Let's get back over here. So we do have, where are we? Okay, Meteor event emitter. There we go. Let's drop this in our packages. Event emitter, and let's start with exporting it. Export event emitter. That was like that. I kind of want to double check here. We have the same. Okay, export default. Export default. So let's hope that is going to help. And let's exit presentation. And of course, we need to, in the packages, ensure that we have the correct state, which is yikes, because event emitter is required by audit collection 2. Wait, did I just goofed and got the wrong? Yes, I got the wrong one. I want event emitter, I want the freaking event state, the other one. Clone event state. Open now. Yeah, that one is not yet ready for that. We will probably need actually both, thinking about it, but let's see. Yeah, let's actually get both of them inside our packages. We will make a bit of a change here in the event state. Not event state, event emitter version. I'll just call it 1.1, so that I don't have to deal with all the version conflicts there. Quick hack. Okay. And here we are back to 0.05, and we don't know what 0.06 is. That's probably just deprecated thing, so we'll keep it on that. This one will go to 1.1. For Meteor versions, let's do the same array as above. But it's actually not, which is perfect because it's not going for anything. Here, Meteor related, we have the export. And now it's getting upgraded everything. Okay, so versions have been resolved. So now we can start working with this and be happy. So export default event state. We'll also have to get the kernel, probably do the same figure out how to do the export to satisfy Meteor new packages. And unexpected token export. Wait, don't we have? Oh, we don't even have ECMAScript here. That's why. API use. Let's just do the ECMAScript so that we don't have to worry about that little thing. Okay. Moment of quick truth. Just let's do full reload. Yay, we got event state now. And I'm kind of surprised that the kernel one, which one is undefined, hasn't been dying. But now we have here cursor. So that means I need to use fetch in over here under our tracker. But that's a secondary thing. We are not entirely there yet. Okay, so back to our ground DB over here. Event state is resolved. The issue is that kernel is not resolved. And let's see, there's actually, if it's undefined, it's supposed to do something. So let's look into this dispatch kernel package, what that one is about. Improves performance barring task and reactivity in animation frame directly or throttled. The kernel helps you run functions in sync using the animation frame. It also allows you to defer or throttle tasks, having them run when there's CPU time for it. The reason for this is to flatten UI functions to help keep stable frame rate. Primary for Blaze, obviously. There's part of the API is a bit more hidden since it's actually overwriting Meteor behavior. PR default regarding defer, intervals, and Blaze outrun. Outrun, this flattens out spikes a bit when invalidations are triggered. The first run is run at initialization, but is otherwise async deferred. Three-way run functions in the animation frame, now timed on render, defer, and so on and on and on. Guess that sounds interesting. I kind of wonder if it's like then increasing performance. Maybe the core team might take a look at it for inspiration. Of course, it's long since been archived. Morten Henriksen has even left GitHub. Yikes. And I'm guessing this is for Meteor 1, which I would even say potentially. Okay, it uses tracker, Blaze, Meteor, dispatch, request animation frame, underscore, and so on. Okay. Well, there is always a few tricks of my sleeve that I can try to get the package. First of all, the interesting thing that we have here is if type of kernel is undefined. I mean, without a kernel, it still is able to do stuff. But I want to take a look of how much is being used. So kernel each, defer. I am wondering if I can just, all of these things are, like kernel defer, if I can just use the Meteor defer for it to kind of work in a similar manner, or given the difference in age, even be better. So that's something to kind of go in the future. But right now, I want to check if this global is present. I think it was packages. No, packages is not defined. Was it package? Let's try again. So you can kind of get, instead of also importing their in Meteor 2 for sure, I have to actually really try it out. No, we have the package registry available. And let's see. What was the name of the dispatch kernel? So what we can do is do this add here dispatch kernel, and that should give us, if it's present, the package. But I don't think, I am not seeing it here. So it might be like an optional. Yeah, so it's undefined. Which kind of makes me wonder if it's optional. And given it's not giving us any trouble, I'll leave it at that. That's an optional. Yes, it's a weak dependency, so optional one. So something we can remove in the future, thankfully. Okay, so drum roll. After an hour and a half of being in the depths of GroundDB, we are actually going to click stuff here and see if it starts working. I have opened another tab here because we have a lot of stuff. So I'm kind of wondering maybe if it's just only on one tab, because that was mentioned there as well. Okay. Let's see if we already have something in the storage here. Nothing yet. That's interesting. This point, though, I do believe that there is already at least one subscription for it. Let's actually see in the Meteor mini Mongo. No stories, no universes. Or is it based on? But here it is. So it might be based on the tab as well, which would be annoying, super annoying, but not solvable, at least for our test, which means the only thing I have to our test to do, instead of over here, I'll return that as it was, and I'll go all the way up and I'll add it into the navigation. And nav menu. Okay, so no navigation. Yes. Page categories. Let's try this one. I'll just put it here. It's going to probably break the design and make things ugly, but we are here for the technical stuff and not for being pretty. Yes, it's there. So now that should have put up. Okay, and we have one universe in Minimongo. Let's see, the console doesn't say anything yet. And yep. And we see some errors here, so it's not syncing. Pet execute put on IDB object store. Return doc could not be cloned. Yikes. This is super disappointing. Create transaction. Let's take a look if we can somehow salvage this. So first thing, get doc. Let's see if we can find a document. No create transactions isn't there either. Set item. Okay, so this must be something that is happening happening with the actual storages there. So what we want to find, and let me change the view again. We want to go a bit back on that. So we want to kind of see observe source as our starting point. Okay, so we have the source, which equals this normally, but make sure to remove previous source handle if found. Okay, then we get a cursor. source.find, source handle, cursor.observe. Added, set last, updated, get last update. Okay, so this is interesting. This here is kind of measuring, so it can compare probably effectively in the future. If this doesn't equal source, set document, I'll save document. It can be a bit more effective, probably. Comparison here. If I remove that, it's seen. This means that document should be removed. Removed, I think. Okay, so given look at this, I think it will be somewhere in here. I'm a bit confused here because with the source, which we are setting here. Okay, no, so that's, yeah. Okay, so what I want to try here is have here the document. Let's get the document that's coming in. That means at least this part is working. And set last updated. This is probably in regards to, and then we have to check these documents. So let's do here just a quick log. Set. This does not look correct. Should be if and then else. Kind of a bit worried if it's not something that my biome did here some too aggressive cache, too aggressively. Okay, so let's save it. Okay, so it's set and it gets it. Then has the set and add, which I think might be. So first of all, let us see what is the set document and action map. It does the clone. Let's see. Let's check the other one. Let's do it like that. So I can quickly get back here and save document. Run when ready. This dot storage. Dot ready. Remove item. Set item. eJSON to JSON value. I think this might be. Okay, so I have to save document, set document. So set document does something within the collection. But then I think that the issue we have is with the storage. So first of all, where the heck is storage being set? Okay, we have a storage adapter. That's where it's in the constructor. So that's a feature that I have not seen there documented, which I would guess, looking at this over here, it either uses that. So in theory, we could like use the local storage, but if it's not set, then it goes to local storage, which gets imported from local storage. So let us look into local storage. Offline store improved. It's probably no longer maintained. Looking at it published 3 years ago. Fast and simple storage library for JavaScript first improves the offline experience of your web app by using asynchronous storage, IndexedDB or WebSQL, with a simple local storage like API. Perfect. Local storage or local storage uses local storage in browsers with no IndexedDB or WebSQL support. See wiki. To use local storage, we have that. And latest version is 1.10, and we have something close to that. Set item, get item. And we have the promise form, so it's a callback promises. You can use with async. So it's asynchronous. That might be part of our problems here. And other JS object needs to then do the other thing. So local forge config. Okay, so that's the issue that it could not be cloned. So makes me think storage adapter. Let's see, do we have it? Yes, there's storage adapter or local forge create instance. Just quickly check here. Yes, create instance. It has the name. All the options used by config are supported. So that's name, version. Yeah, nothing really here out of the ordinary. Load database, this dot storage ready. So then it gets it. Then there's the defer if it exists. Save documents, storage dot ready. So I think something around here it's not. And AEJSON. Do we have EJSON imported properly? No. So let's try that. Meteor import EJSON from Meteor EJSON, just for enhanced JSON. to JSON value. And I'm kind of wondering here a little bit, maybe if my documents are not complex or there's something special with them. So let's just do a quick, let's just make them super simple. And I just want to get only the title stored permanently locally. If nothing else, that should, that should be very, very simple. Okay. Let's reload. Nope, doesn't like that. But at least, you can see now we're just getting the title in there and underscored ID. And I'm wondering maybe if it's trying to work with all these other functions that are like in the prototype and so on. This could not be cloned. But right now the issue seems to be outside of GroundDB, which I think is a silver lining. If remove, I think that this will be and I actually want to see what the eJSON to JSON value output looks like. Oh, interesting. It has the get document there as well, which doesn't make much sense to me. And that's the issue. The function get document could not be cloned. I'm not kind of wondering what that function is. So we need a different function that gets rid of these function as it should. Okay, now there we go. Okay, so it's actually the get document that removes those functions. Let's look quickly on if anything, eJSON documentation, eJSON. There's some function we can use, stringify from JSON value to JSON value, is binary. to JSON value. Wait. Oh, it's custom type. So I think here, because this is coming from, this is again on my part. So I am going to do here document to run it, or doc to make it compatible with base model. I think this is from base model, and Kelly, you can, because I see you're in the chat, you can correct me on this. And if it works, refresh. Okay, we got no errors. Set at and I don't see anything in our tracker. So let me add another button and make this more explicit. Handle show, where we will specifically ask for these things so we don't rely on tracker. Handle show, and just going to make this into start stop. Start stop. What's the issue? What did I do? Start. That doesn't look like anything is broken. Okay, what is the issue here, guys? It's active, set is active. Looks like I'm missing brackets somewhere. Yes, extra bracket over there. And now it's happy. It's updated. Let's reload. Okay. Array nothing. Local universes. Let's actually do also local stories. Very quickly set up both of them because this will be actually getting stories. So that should be there. And my main, something there. I have here stop. So let's stop at that. Oh, this actually was actually start. That's strange. Let's go back in here. It's adding the stories as it should, but they are not there, huh? Or at least it's not finding them. Hmm. Well, well. Or maybe my logic that I made there, made over here, lets me actually do this one more time here to make sure that we are actually passing something in there. I can, let's just remove one of these consoles or two of them. Let's see over here is active. I actually put that wrongly. Let's see what we get out of this thing. By the way, if you are my sponsor, feel free to hop into the studio. You should have access codes to this in your newsletter. I should be back. That was a dangerous freeze. It just shows that I may be getting here too long. So array right now is empty. Started. I see that I'm getting the object as desired. And still nothing. Which makes me very, very sad. Means that sadly GroundDB is completely broken, or at least I didn't manage to get it run to save the data as it should according to the documentation. Let's see, where was it? Yeah, we did observe source as it should be. We see that there is a request there. Let's see, we have here keep. So if you want to clean up the storage and have it match the current subscription, no, you can. So I wonder. So maybe it's the keep one, but still I would expect, if I do observe the source to get everything. But let's not give up hope completely yet. Let's do this. I do believe we still can have hope. let's do keep observe everything, but keep only the user ID. So let's see, anything else that I may have missed here is the limiting. So let's see here, they have like some previous versions. So we have the observe source collection.find, store super, not sure about that. And then we have collection.find, remove local only. We should be just fine with observe sources. So why are we not getting that? Okay, it started. Here we see what's going in. And nothing is coming out. Let's see on the click, because it should be, everything should be coming out. I can try to make it like that. But it should be using. But I think sadly there is something with the. There are things going on, so. Let's try to do here a few things. Captain N has removed the need for event state, reduced the use of throttle, or sorry, the event emitter. And a lot of these other things, and updated local forage to 1.9. So I'm going to do is right. Yes, I'm going to merge this one. So let me first check the other one here. Remove method handle, multiple doc removes. Just quickly check this one as well. Only need the doc ID for removals. So I'm actually going to merge these two. Hopefully this one is still mergeable. Let's quickly check the update README. And I think there has been some, yeah, okay, so local forage. I think we can probably close this one because this one is just incorrect. There was the other one. Yes, I just want to make sure that we close the issue as well. So 190. So what I'm going to do here is release to 2.0.1. Maybe do a little bit more things around some of the changes that we did. So we go here. I think at the end here we have, not sure if this one is new, but now that that we know that these things work as they should, we actually have to now, yeah, we don't have to worry about event state imports. We just need to worry about eJSON, but even that is not the issue. The issue was on my side initially, so let's just see if I can copy it over the new version. And okay, commit packages. Where is my grounded DB? Over here, I'm blind. So I shall merge it. I skip all of that. Big one is I need to quickly go over here and do this, otherwise things are going to be nasty. Wait, should be 1.9, and the event state shouldn't be here. What? Oh, because I did not. The usual. Because I did not pull. Now we can actually copy properly. Great. 1.9. I need to do this thing. We have that kernel. And the last thing which is when setting item, is to check if get document exists, and that's just for our purposes and our application. Of course, it's going to explode a little bit on, there we go. Let me check if I crashed the server. Yes, I crashed the server, but oh yeah, because I still need to allow for Meteor 3. That's my mistake. Actually, three point zero release candidate 4. Okay, hey Faisal, haven't seen you in a while. Question is if GroundDB wasn't made for Electron apps. There is no mention of that in there, so given everything, I would say it's it should be available for beyond that as well, and kind of preparing it for Meteor 3, but not really, because I am having issues trying it to get it to work. So unless I'm making something completely stupid, sadly it might not be working. Now that we have applied all the patches, we get errors. Seems that the pattern keeps on repeating, and that was line 334. 334 difference. Oh, this looks like this looks interesting because this looks like something from underscore, isn't it? So let's check my favorite repository when it comes to underscore. You don't need low-dash underscore. Of course, it's over here. It's different. And we can use arrays reduce. Let's see. Of course, you don't need underscore, especially since most of these functions in underscore got included into the native API, and especially in S6 here. So I'm thinking arrays is an array of arrays. Arrays reduce be equal to B. Yes, so is this the only place it's used? Let's see. I'm going to try something a bit nasty here. And I want to also get onto the for off loop because that's what's more performant. That's what has been throwing it here. So, so let's keep. So has been refreshed. Let's do a quick full reload just to have everything ready here. Oh, Faisal has been. Let me share with you guys the you don't need underscore repository in the chat. So you can go there and have fun with getting rid of underscore. For me, it's 2 reasons why I don't use underscore like that. First of all, or actually 3 now, because of, as I said before, the APIs are mostly available. Second, it has been in the past for me a common, when I got security updates or like security alerts, it was related to that, to underscore library or something relying on it that was outdated. And third is to have less dependencies, especially for some basic things that are not needed. So let's check our Minimongo. We have a universe and 7 stories in Minimongo. So once we start this, if we do show, there should be 1 and 7 documents. Even have updated local storage and everything. I'm dismayed. Can try to do here whatever I want, but unless the documents go in, which they should have. Yes, I can even freaking check that the documents go in over here. That doesn't get, but they don't come back. Okay, so show nothing. If I start this, I can see the documents right here going in, and it's nice, but they are not coming out, which makes, let's see. It's a promise, so it's async, but still that, should be pretty much asynchronous. Let me see, local stories, do we have, there's find. Let me actually, let's look at the object itself. See maybe if there is some way we can, come on, refresh. Okay, so the ground collection, so offline database is loaded. Invalidate is there, pending reads, pending writes, throttle storage, IndexedDB, async storage, WebSQL, local storage. Let's see, I do wonder, can I do .storage.keys? Because right now I just want to hack into it to see if it's actually stored. Okay, so that's a promise. Keys, then Kind of wondering maybe if it doesn't have, if the issue isn't that it's all async and everything, but given that it was before as well, so that should have been handled already. Oh, look at this. So it's in there. I see the IDs of things. So it is in the storage. And I want to, actually, now let's see if I reload. And do show. Yeah, it's still in there as it should be. It might be also because it's syncing and everything. So the issue is that my find is not doing anything. So let's try just like complete find, one fetch. And again, so it's a cursor. So it's acting like mini-mongo. Fetch doesn't give back anything. Have the matcher. So it's adding it into the storage and everything. And now I need to figure out how to get it out. Shut down, clear once, and its state. Here we go. Find one. I'm wondering if, but no, it returns an array. So it should not be asynchronous. Which kind of goes against the storage itself being asynchronous. Which is, say, document. Let's see, this dot collection, underscore collection, new local collection. Ground collection is client side only and depends on local collection for now. But it doesn't explain what it means by local collection, but that could be quite a few things, including in Meteor itself. Local collection. Let's quickly jump into Meteor itself and see if we have local. Yes, so it's from Meteor most likely. So that's here. It's a local collection. Which is doing its think find one. I'm starting to think that maybe what's happening here is that, yes, it's inserting it is inserting it into the storage. But here we go. This is the underscored collection, a JSON from JSON value. So what is underscore this dot collection? Guess that's the local collection. Underscore docs dot map might be. There might be maybe Meteor 3 issue that some of the internal map, or sorry, internal API this relies on is broken. Like still, save documents. This source handle. So I find also very strange because it is adding this, to the save documents, is adding it to the storage or the set document. And this is probably it. The one I ignored before. So the set document is actually adding it into here. Let's try this fix that we had for the other one. Should theoretically be adding it into the local collection, but I am not sure if this underscore docs might still be there. The same thing with map. So let's start from console logs. So I think we are onto something here. And even though I'm way above what I normally do, I don't want to stop when we are potentially so close. Okay, so we get local collection as expected. Yes, and we have here the underscore docs, and we have the underscore map, which is a map of, not an array, it's a map of the local collection. And we see here we see everything here. So why the heck, if I do the show, there's nothing coming back? It clones it into there. So that one is fine. Find.fetch. I'm starting to wonder. So it's here, return this underscore collection find. And then there is the fetch, which should do it. Let's see, what about instead of fetch do, let's just do find one. Anyone. Kind of wondering maybe if this isn't Meteor 3 issue then with local collection. So show, no, find one doesn't work either. So let's get these guys back here. And on find, I'm going to do a console log this underscore collection to check what it's actually getting. Again, apologies. Will not have first start to record. Oh, no, here we are. Let's see if I can kill something in the background to hopefully make it faster. Let's do that. Okay. Ooh, look at that. Local collection name undefined, but we already put in the, but that's actually how the collections work, but still strange. And map is 0. So if I start things here, docs, no, map is here. Okay. And before, wait. Docs, map. No, it's in there. It is in there. So, huh. At this point, I'm a bit partial to say that it's not the ground DB. That's the issue, but Meteor itself, Meteor 3, that there is something not right with the local collection. So that's very interesting. Like here, the map. It has here like one that has no entries, that has like no properties. Size 0. Or maybe something how how Meteor inserts it. So let's quickly take a look at the local collection. Oops. Because they should not have changed. That's the. Damn it! Why can I not find it? Local. Local. If null creates an unmanaged, unsynchronized local collection. So last experiment here, instead of ground, I'm going to call import Mongo from Meteor Mongo, export const test collection, which equals new mongo.collection. And according to this, if null, it should be without anything. And on our offline download activities, let's get it here. Test collection. And I want to do test collection dot insert text clicked. And then I want to do console there. Test collection dot find dot fetch. We'll click that button a few times. And that should give us some idea if the default is working, and hopefully maybe some, or kind of where should we put the blame on this not working as it should. So let's just do this just to ensure that has got started. Probably a lot of performance improvement we can do. So show works fine. Okay, so if that is working fine, it's not a Meteor. We have it here. All right, do it. Click 2 times. So the issue is not Meteor. The issue is still a ground DB. And I can get rid of this test collection. That means I think the issue is underscore docs underscore map. I do wonder if how it's trying to kind of force its way in here. That it's using array while the actual storage is a map. So if we look here under docs, we have then the underscore map, and it's a map. And size 0 entries. So I am, I think that's, because it's tapping into these internals. That's what's causing the problem. It's like, it's definitely a very smart solution, especially for back in the day. But that means I have to then, it says also like here, object.keys. Well, it's a map. It's, wait a moment, yes, map. Does it have keys? Yes, it has keys. So that's not an issue. I don't know, it's an object, so wait. Map.keys. I don't think. Let me over here. So we know it's in there. There, local stories dot. Was it collection? Okay, so we are in the collection. So underscore docs dot underscore map. Just do that. I don't want. It's in the storage. It's fine. Let's just get rid of all these extra stuff. I think because it's a map instead of an object, as it maybe used to be, that's where it's falling flat on its face. Because map allows, it's more modern. It's much faster than doing all these object and array operations. Yeah, show. Docs. I think it's a map, and this is creating some very strange things here. It's putting it in as a object, which I think that's the issue there. Pretty clearly. So that's the keep issue here. That's the set document. Ooh. And then of course, initialization as well. Map the ground DB storage into an array of IDs. I wonder. Oops. Duplicate the entire line just so we have that instead of map.keys over here. Then map each cursor IDs into one flat array. Oops. And string ID, doc ID. Yeah, I think that looks okay. Then we compare those two arrays as we fixed that previously. Remove it from in memory. This underscore collection docs. We look at the thing, it's the delete. So instead of delete like this, it would be map.delete ID. And let's look at the document. This is from storage. So that is doing its thing, that's fine. And we have an issue here with the set document, that it's trying to set it in there. Delete. Again, it's delete, and map here would be set. And for set, it yes, it is as I expected. It would be like this. Well, the thing is, I probably didn't get all the instances, but let's see. It's running. Okay, offline download. I get undefined. What did I leave there? Oh, that's not good. Or maybe I have not, because it's not started yet. Okay, now, so now, undefined, yikes. Maybe changed a little bit too much something there. I'm going to try to find any of these remaining instances. Load database. Get. Set. Just to make sure that but here it's clearly a okay. Wait, this is clearing it out, so that's something different. How do I can just do clear, can I? Clear, delete, JSON.stringify. Wait, could that work on a map? I don't think so. That's but that is right now not the issue I'm wondering about. Now, if I got this fixed correctly, then theoretically this should work, or at least give me something. Okay, let's reload again. Okay, let's start this up and show. Okay. Am I seeing this correctly? Am I actually getting something back? Offline 33, 35. Oh yeah, we are in business, baby. So that was the breaking change, I think, for Meteor 3, potentially. That instead of object, it was a map. Somehow we got it ready for Meteor 3. There is one still I am unsure of, which I'll try here in a moment before I go, but let's see, docs. Yes, ID map. It has all the necessary things to have. Let's see, here's the map, the size. Yes, so that was the issue. As Faisal says correctly, finally. This, I think, was a very big step forward in the right direction. It didn't get really, sadly, to what I wanted to do today, which is to really test out all the offline capabilities, which means we will get a continuation. Because at the very least, right now, what has happened here, I've upgraded it to Meteor 3. So the next step, after I rest a bit after this stream, is to release the patch version of the version 1. So was it version 2? If I let me get back the repository here. So GroundDB right now is at version 2. Okay, so version 2.0.1 is going to come out with the fixes that I've pulled in here. That one is still going to be released for Meteor 1. I will probably also add in some additional Meteor versions so that it's much more easier to be compatible with the upper versions. So if you're on Meteor 2, it also works. And then I'm going to start a branch with the changes I have here that we've made here, the fixes and everything, which will be compatibility for Meteor 3. And that one is going to be version 3 because just not backward compatible given the internal changes. So that is what's going to happen. I will have to figure out my head around all the other things. I will probably also try to update local storage, and I will be looking into probably another video into more of the offline functionality, because eventually what I would really love to do with GroundDB is that, kind of as I hinted there, you click a button, it downloads it downloads, and I would like to have multiple options, either what's currently in, which is the existing functionality, or it will download something you specify it via method, or something else maybe that you can store in there, and we'll keep it local if it's, especially if it's since you will be specifying collections, then it can then synchronize it as well, which I think is not entirely how things are right now, though there is a little bit there on that in that regard. But yeah, that will be kind of like the next uh, uh, big step. The main thing here is that what is GroundDB doing is that if you lose connection, you have the data locally, so you can still do more stuff, which is partially what Minimongo does as well. Though one of the big things here is that since it stores either in IndexedDB or local storage, it will survive much more easily things like you closing your browser and then reopening it, or if browser crashes, which for me, yes, WebSQL, for me, especially for a text editor or editing purposes, is something that we want to have there to maintain the data. But then, of course, as crucial is, I want the writers to be able to edit work, and if connection is interrupted, they can keep on going. And if during that interruption their browser crashes and they reopen it, they have the data there, and they can still click save, and for a moment will be start locally, but then eventually once the connection is reestablished, it's going to sync. The sync itself will probably have to be some additional feature, so that it can kind of show that we can show the user, or at least for debugging purposes, okay, what is pending, and then kind of see that happening. I think potentially this might be where RxDB might come in, and I will have to really look more in depth into this one to see if that might, let's just say, be helpful. Right now, first step, upgrade everything that we have, and then look into that, because if I see that RxDB is compatible with our say with Minimongo or and stuff like that, and they have the additional synchronization capabilities, because at the end of the day I don't have to synchronize really, how should I say, completely everything, but depends again, damn it. There's a we have client-side simulation in Meteor, so that can take care of a lot of the stuff. So in theory, then at the end, I should be able only to sync what's kind of the local data against the main database. But there are sometimes we can have, if Meteor is server in the methods, which means that takes only on server, so we would have to kind of keep the method calls. So I will have to look into that. Let me check here. Query Optimizer. It's part of Premium. Okay, that's fine. Logger as well, Premium. Let's see, we could take party plugin. hooks around SUPA-based utils. Is there any? Let's see, MongoDB. Use RxDB on the server side. MongoDB Rx storage provides with having a secure, scalable, and performant storage based on the popular MongoDB NoSQL database. I don't want RxDB on the server side on this one. Okay, so they have it in beta. With this, you can take advantage features and scalability while benefiting from information abilities. So if this in theory could then become like replacement for mini Mongo in theory, but again I'll have to check more into that. Let's see. Oh, IndexedDB is wait, it has the crown, so I'm guessing that's a premium feature. Interesting. SQLite is a premium. Oh, well, they have a comparison here. SQLite Pro's memory search, file system Node.js, premium. Yeah, so memory is the fastest, followed by the SQL1, SQLite. Or is it the other way around? Time in milliseconds. Lower is better. Okay. So that's kind of the basics there. So yeah, we have a lot of work on this. And yeah, with that, I'm ending. Just a reminder, if you are doing Meteor 3 migrations like we did today or similar stuff, I'm available for paid consultations. Usually we start with 1 hour or so, and then based on that, can decide on a rate and how to continue. Sometimes what is needed is just for me to kind of walk you through it, to give you all the knowledge I have about Meteor 3 migration, and that usually unblocks a lot of people as well. So if you are in that, or if you want just talk about anything Meteor related, I also have for that. Meteor 3 right now is discounted, probably till midsummer or some time around then. And then I'll be back to regular rates. And if you want an additional discount on all of this, you can become my sponsor on GitHub. So that's another place where you can support me, or if you don't have anything, you can support me there, and that will support my work on open source, on Meteor, and all the other things. My goal is, if once I reach around 50% to my 30 monthly sponsors, there will be more shows. Specifically, right now I am in planning potentially have like on Wednesday 1 hour of just going through all the different things around forums, around Stack Overflow, Slack, Discords, and everywhere else to answer people's questions that are there. So that would be the extra that you can support. Or if you don't have the money, but I have here some affiliate links that you can use, some to more benefit to you than me, and but oftentimes there's some things that goes back to me as well. All right, and with that we have reached the end of the program. Let me just quickly add in the call link as well before we go. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining me today. It was, in the end, we managed to persevere and get through it. And as a result, we have GroundDB compatible with Meteor 3, which is, at one point I was, very dismayed and think it's not going to happen. So thank you very much, everybody. I'll be back on Friday with Meteor.js patches at the Meteor community channel. So don't forget to check that out. And finally, I will be again back on Monday. This time we'll be doing a Meteor 3 sprint upgrade, most likely with focus on React 19, which has thrown quite some interesting issues up, especially in my application. So stay tuned, and I will see you around.